cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. So the last 3 months have been the last 3 months of my 20s, and it's also been the last 3 months of this massive 10-year period of me working to get to this point in my life. I'll be going to Egypt for my 30th birthday and backpacking for 30 days. And there's this period between where you are and where you want to get to of becoming that person. And the truth is, there's no such thing as something for nothing. You know that you need to become this person, but in order to become that person, there is this letting go of who you currently are. It's really heartbreaking because you have to say goodbye to yourself, so many things that make up who you are right now, but you know that those things no longer serve you. If you were the person you needed to be to achieve your dreams, then you would have achieved your dreams already. What is the one thing you've always dreamed of doing? I can only speak for myself, but I would have loved to hear the struggles and the perseverance that people have gone through, and not just when they're at the destination. The stuff that people don't talk about. So I want to talk about some of that stuff. I understand now why most people, I think, don't achieve their dreams, is because it's really painful. And it's really scary, and you have to be willing to risk a lot and sacrifice a lot, and you have to be willing to say goodbye, not only to yourself, but to other people. Those things are all temporary, and it really does get better, and I know that too. And I don't want to discourage you guys. I want to inspire you guys. The treasure that I've always sought has been to travel the world and to go to Egypt. And so far, one of the things that has happened has been for me to go through the biggest breakup of my life. That's proven to be way harder than I thought it would be. I believe that when you want something, that the whole universe will conspire to help you achieve that thing, but it's also going to challenge you in so many ways. And the reason for that is because there's this overarching theme through everything that I've been going through of needing to let go, and letting go of your attachments, and letting go of trying to control life. When you start to let go of so many things, you're just left with yourself. And at first, there's this visceral loneliness where you face internally all of the things that you hold, and you're left with just you and who I call the creator. And what's so beautiful is that throughout time, you start to cultivate this relationship with the creator or existence or the universe or whatever you want to call it, that's not based off of somebody else's idea of God or what the world has told you the universe is. And instead, you come to know your own understanding of God, your own understanding of the source of all things. And it's like just the two of you. And I think that that's so beautiful. From what I know, we know a lot about Jesus when he was a little boy, but the only thing we really know about him in his 20s is that he was a carpenter, and he didn't start performing miracles publicly until he was in his 30s. That entire period in between, in his 20s, was this period of preparation and growth and a whole life that he lived before the world even knew who he was when he turned 30. And so obviously I relate to that with this entire journey. And this entire last 10 years has been a massive amount of preparation to finally achieve something that's incredibly important to me, and what I hope is my next massive book. So much of who it is that I know that I have wanted to work on becoming is someone who's more disciplined, especially in always doing what's in my future self's best interest and taking care of my body. I've created this belief that your heart will speak to you, but only first if you clear out the path through your body. We hold guilt and shame and fear in our lower chakras. So I'm really proud of myself because I've cultivated a much deeper relationship in taking care of my body and clearing out a lot of the things that no longer serve me so that I can listen to my heart clearer. I challenged myself. I fasted for almost 2 days. I did breath work and a cold plunge with my brother. I did keto for 15 days. I lost 10 pounds. But most of all, it's this shedding of these layers of saying goodbye to yourself. And throughout this whole process, I have cultivated a level of unconditional love for myself and for the people that I love too. And in this whole process of me purging things that no longer serve me, just like Dexter, my body pushed out an old piece of glass that's been in my arm for 10 years. And just to really challenge me over the course of 3 months, not only did I have to have surgery, but my car got broken into and all of my precious camping stuff got stolen. In meditating and going deeper within myself and challenging my body and pushing myself to the limits, I have found these deeper levels of consciousness that we all have that make you feel more alive than you've ever felt. And if I have them, you have them, and you have more strength than you know to be able to achieve what you want. And my friend Steve said it best, which is that you're not saying goodbye to who you used to be, you're saying hello to the new you. If you have a strong desire or even a small whisper inside of yourself for something that you feel called to do, I challenge you to listen to it and to gear up to face the challenges that will come in the person that you need to be. But I promise you that they will pass, and then on the other side, you will be so much more of who you've always wanted to be than you've ever been. And it can be hard and it can be painful, but it's not as hard and painful as the regret of not doing that thing. One day you will die, and there are people your age who had just as many dreams as you who have died, and I don't want to be one of those people. I want to achieve the things that are important to me, and I wouldn't be able to do that without the people that I'm surrounded with too. So surround yourself with amazing people who lift you up and get so stoked for your dreams no matter what they are. Don't be around people who tug your foot down or who tell you that you can't do what it is that you feel like you've always wanted to do. Sometimes you might not know all of the reasons why you want something, but you don't have to explain that to anybody else. Even if you don't understand it, that's okay. If they don't understand it, that's okay. Sometimes there are forces at will, whatever it is that you want to call them, destiny or fate or just your purpose that's pulling you into a certain direction, and you can't ignore that even when it takes a lot of risk. The risk is equal to the reward. Most of all, it's scary and it can be lonely. There's a whole process that you move through, and it can be overwhelming, but it is worth it in the end. I promise you, you have the strength. Thank you for following along with my journey, and I don't know what everything looks like yet. I do believe that it's all worth it in the end, and that all of the pieces come together. I'll see you guys when I get back from Egypt.